Discover the incredible moment. A muddy girl stunned a single dad. Her life changed forever. Ryan wiped the sweat from his brow, surveying the playground that desperately needed life and laughter. Today, under the bright blue sky, he was determined to rebuild it for Emily and all the kids in the community. But amidst the hammering and cheerful chatter, he noticed her, a girl covered in mud, her laughter ringing like music against the backdrop of summer. As she leaped from mound to mound, a wild spark ignited in her eyes, reminding him of his spirited daughter. "Who's that?" he wondered, curiosity piqued. The girl was an enigma, a splash of chaos in a world that craved order. He gathered his courage, stepping away from the project to approach her. The moment he asked her name, her face lit up with a bright smile, but shadows flickered in her eyes, hinting at stories untold. "Lily," she said, her voice bold, yet quietly vulnerable. As they talked, Ryan learned of her struggles. A life across town where dreams were drowned in the weight of heavy bills and invisible chains of bias. She often felt overlooked, like a leaf blown away by the winds of disinterest. Ryan's heart ached for her. He thought of Emily's zest for life, her desire to be seen, and he felt an urge to help. "Why don't you join us?" he asked, hoping the gesture would bridge that invisible divide. His neighbors exchanged uneasy glances, some whispering disapproval. But Ryan stood strong. Encouraging Emily to do the same, they welcomed Lily into their circle of volunteers. As they nailed down wooden planks and wrapped ropes tightly, Lily discovered a hidden talent. With bits of leftover materials from the playground, she transformed the discarded into beautiful creations, her hands molding art with grace and grit. Ryan watched her face light up. It was a joy he longed to see in his own daughter. But whispers of discontent brewed like a storm cloud. Just as they prepared for the showcase of their day's work, worry crept into Ryan's heart. Could they truly unveil Lily's creativity, or would society's biases cast her back into the shadows? He felt the weight of expectation pressing on his chest. Yet, Emily chimed in, her bright enthusiasm radiating warmth. "We can do this, Dad," she said, squeezing his hand. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue." As they rallied support for Lily, community members began showing glimpses of pride, unearthing buried empathy in what once seemed impossible. But a dark faction whispered, determined to silence the talent of a girl they viewed as undeserving. As the showcase loomed closer, tension thickened in the air. No one knew how deep the rift ran until Lily's estranged mother appeared, drawing out pain masked by mud and forgotten dreams. In that moment, the ties of family, struggle, and hope intertwined fiercely. Ryan faced his own demons. Who was he to fight the tides of perception? But in seeing Emily's fierce belief and Lily's courage, he felt a stirring in his chest. How could he protect not only their fates but also the community they all shared? With the garden of purpose blooming around them, the question loomed. Would they rise together, or would fear grow to rend them apart forever? Ryan felt his heart race as he looked at Lily's mother, standing just beyond the garden of freshly built playground equipment. The woman's presence was electric, a jolt to an already tense atmosphere. Her face was a mix of exhaustion and battle scars, as if the weight of her decisions had aged her far beyond her years. "Mom?" Lily's voice trembled, barely piercing through the renewed silence that enveloped them. Ryan noticed the way Lily's shoulders slumped slightly, the bright spark in her eyes dimming as uncertainty washed over her. The playful energy that had radiated from her was quickly replaced by fear. The other parents shifted uncomfortably, their curiosity mingled with judgment. Ryan felt a rush of protectiveness. He wanted to step in, to speak up, but he hesitated. How could he best support Lily when a darkness loomed before her? He watched as Emily squeezed his hand tighter, her grip a calming anchor. "Why are you here?" Lily asked quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. It was a question layered with pain and a desperate need for clarity. Ryan could see how desperately she wanted to understand. "I came to find you," her mother responded slowly, her eyes darting back and forth. "I thought you should know what's been happening." As Lily's mother spoke, it was clear that this wasn't just about reunion. It was a reckoning. The community they had fought so hard to create now felt fragile, held together by threads of hope, fear, and love. Ryan caught the eyes of the other parents, reading their faces, the mixture of concern and anticipation framing their expressions. Ryan took a deep breath, the tension thick enough to taste. He wanted to speak, to advocate for kindness, but he remained silent, sensing that the moment belonged to Lily and her mother. Moments stretched on like taffy, painful and sticky. "Do you want me to come home?" Lily asked, her voice wavering. It was a question that hung heavily in the air, the weight of it threatening to crush them all. Her mother faltered, searching for the right words. The struggle on her face mirrored the turmoil within Lily, as if both were wrestling with memories that couldn't be washed away, no matter how much mud they splashed through. Lily's face fell. For a second, anger flickered in her eyes, battling with hurt. Ryan wished he could rush in and shield her, to remind her that she was not alone, that they had a life waiting for them in this vibrant community. But in that golden moment of uncertainty, Emily stepped forward, her voice ringing sweetly clear. "You have people here who believe in you, Lily, and you can believe in yourself, too." The crowd swelled with a sense of unity, many parents nodding in agreement, encouragement lighting their faces. Ryan felt the swell of emotion rising within him. Emily was right. It wasn't just about blood. It was about choice, about community, about rising up and shouting against the wind of disapproval. But as they rallied around Lily, a sense of lurking dread gnawed at Ryan's mind. Could a community truly overcome so many biases? What if there were more than just whispers amid their fragile bond, lurking around the corners of the playground? With uncertainty thick in the air, Ryan clutched Emily's hand tighter, his heart brimming with both hope and fear. Lily's journey was just beginning, yet it felt like the stakes were rising. How deep were the roots of legacy and belonging entwined in their community? As they shared looks of determination, each heart united for Lily. A single thought pierced through the tension that clung to the summer air. Could they change hearts, or would Lily's past shatter their fragile harmony before it had a chance to truly bloom? Lily's mother took a step forward, but it was as if an invisible wall held her back. The tension around them quivered like a stretched rubber band on the verge of snapping. "Lily," she began again, but the words caught in her throat, morphing into a tight gasp. For a moment, everything felt frozen. Even the sounds of the playground, children laughing, swings creaking, seemed muted, as if the universe was giving them space to breathe in this fragile moment. Ryan felt his own breath hitch, hardly aware of the parents lining the edges, their gazes glued to the scene unfolding before them. Lily drew a shaky breath and straightened her shoulders, determination flickering in her blue eyes. "You can't just show up and expect everything to be okay. You left. You chose to leave me." It was a painful accusation, raw and real, and Ryan's heart twisted for her. Her mother's eyes brimmed with tears, genuine regret etched deeply into every wrinkle on her face. "I know, and I'm so sorry, Lily. I didn't mean for it to happen. I thought you'd be safer without me. But I was wrong." The honesty shattered something inside Lily, and Ryan could feel the ripple across the crowd. This was no ordinary confrontation. It was a battlefield of love, loss, and acceptance. It was a moment of painful revelation that demanded vulnerability. Ryan's gaze swept across the murmuring crowd. Parents shared glances, some holding their children a bit closer, as though they too could feel the weight of Lily's anguish. Emily's hand tightened around his. Even in solidarity, he felt her heart beating hard against his palm, a reminder that they were all in this together. "Safer," Lily snapped, and Ryan felt the crackle of indignation in her voice. "I needed you, Mom. I needed you there, not just to send me letters or drop by once in a blue moon." A few heads in the crowd nodded, the understanding palpable. Ryan leaned forward slightly, wanting to intervene but unsure how. This was Lily's moment, and he knew he had to respect that. Please understand, her mother pleaded, stepping closer, her voice trembling with desperation. I thought I was protecting you. I thought you would have a better life away from all the chaos, but I see now that I just hurt you more. Lily looked at her mother, the anger still burning but softening at the edges. You think leaving made anything better? You think I didn't need you? Her voice cracked, innocence blending with rage. It was a battle she fought valiantly. I want to make it right, her mother whispered, tears now streaming down her cheeks. Just give me a chance. The silence that enveloped them now morphed into something heavy, laden with possibility. The parents watched, some reaching for their children's hands, sharing silent encouragement. Ryan felt the air thicken with unspoken words. What if I don't want to? Lily's voice shattered the tension, an undercurrent of vulnerability woven with strength. Ryan's stomach churned as he prepared for the answer. He wanted his words to reach Lily, to reforge the hope that flickered in her heart, but he stayed put, trusting the process. Then it's your choice. I'll always respect what you want. It was finally a voice filled with love even in its uncertainty. In that moment, something shifted within Lily. The fight in her eyes was still there, but now it was accompanied by vulnerability. I don't know if I can forgive you, she said, her voice shaky, the brave facade beginning to crack. I'm here, Lily. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here. As the words hung in the air, Ryan held his breath. Forgiveness was not something you could conjure up on demand. It was a process, a journey that sometimes took years. But one truth remained. Love had returned. The bond was alive with a flicker of hope. Then, from the edge of the crowd, a voice piped up, a small child shouting, "Can we swing now?" The question cut through the tension like laughter through a fog. In that moment of levity, it was as if the heaviness had lifted slightly, even if just for a second. Lily's eyes shifted from her mother back to the playground, a ghost of a smile teasing at her lips. Ryan felt the warmth of possibility blooming again. But as the parents chuckled nervously, a shadow flitted across the playground, temporarily dimming the sun. Wilder, Lily's former friend, stepped closer, a frown on his face, a hint of challenge lurking in his expression. Why do you care now? He sneered. You abandoned her when it mattered. A hush fell over the crowd again, nerves zipping as they shifted in collective unease. Ryan clenched his fists. The threat of judgment was back, and it came like a storm on the horizon, dark and looming. Just as he opened his mouth to defend Lily, a realization hit him. This moment was bigger than all of them. The real battle was just beginning. Would they rise together, or would they let the darkness win? And in that uncertainty, something deeper stirred in Ryan's heart. The stakes were higher now than ever before, and every decision counted. Would they be able to protect Lily from the doubts and shadows threatening to envelop her once more? The tension hung thick in the air, an almost electric charge as Wilder's words sliced through the moment like a knife. Ryan felt his heart race, adrenaline coursing through him. This boy was drawing the lines for battle, and Lily was caught in the crossfire of emotions, tangled in a history not her own. Lily's face paled. Wilder, stop. It was a whisper, but the pain behind it was loud enough for everyone to hear. Wilder took another step forward, eyes narrowing as he focused on Lily. You think she deserves your forgiveness? After what she did? His voice dripped with disdain. She was supposed to be your mom, but she just ran away. In that moment, Ryan felt a surge of protectiveness. He took a step ahead, a physical barrier forming between Wilder and Lily. This isn't your fight, Wilder. You don't get to decide what she deserves. How you don't know anything about her? Wilder shot back, fists clenched, his face flushed. I can't believe you're still standing up for her after everything. It's pathetic. Ryan resisted the urge to raise his voice, focusing instead on calming the situation. She's not pathetic, he said firmly, steadying his breathing. She's fighting to find a way through, like we all do sometimes. The crowd seemed to hold its breath, drawn into this visceral exchange. Lily's eyes darted between the two boys, one defending, one attacking, and somewhere behind the anger, she looked vulnerable, tiny in her pain. She took a deep breath, steadying herself. You don't know what it's been like for me, Wilder. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with losing my mom. Maybe she was wrong, but I have to decide what I want. Not you, Wilder faltered, his bravado crackling as he struggled to regain control of the situation. Ryan could see uncertainty flicker in his eyes. The truth was the underlying current of their confrontation, raw and exposed. "Why did you even come back?" he spat, voice trembling with a mix of anger and hurt. "You think it's easy to just pretend it didn't happen?" "I didn't come back to pretend," Lily said, her voice finding strength. "I came back to try and fix things. If I can't do that, I want a choice in how to move forward." The whole playground seemed to lean in, caught up in the weight of her words. The laughter faded. The swings stopped creaking as the children sensed the gravity of the moment. A soft gasp broke the silence. Emily, standing beside Ryan, squeezed his hand, her face a mirror of empathy. The other parents exchanged worried glances. This was no longer just about one girl's confrontation with her mother. It was a struggle shared by so many. A search for understanding, acceptance, and belonging. "I'm not supposed to care, right?" Wilder grudgingly replied, his voice softening. "But I do. You shouldn't let her back in after everything." "Maybe you should try to understand," Lily said. "You can't hold someone's past against them forever. We're all growing, ourselves included." At that moment, Ryan noticed a few of the parents nodding, the winds shifting in Lily's favor. It was a pivotal realization. Vulnerability didn't just lie in being hurt. It was about standing tall, even when the ground beneath was rocky. "Wilder, it's not about what happened before," Ryan interjected gently, hoping to ease the tension further. "It's about what happens next. We're all allowed to choose how to heal." Wilder stared, considering Ryan's words, his defensiveness wavering as he weighed the truth that had emerged from Lily's voice. But the moment shifted again when Lily's mother spoke up, her voice shaky but steady. "I know I made mistakes and I cannot change the past. All I can do is ask for your forgiveness and show you how much I love you." Tears glistened in her eyes, reflecting the sun's soft glow. Ryan felt a powerful wave of emotion wash over him. The crowd was captivated by the scene unfolding before them, a mix of tension, vulnerability, and newfound hope. But just then, a rumble of thunder echoed in the background. Dark clouds gathered overhead, mirroring the emotional storm brewing among the group. "How can I trust you now?" Lily's voice trembled once more as she turned back to her mother, uncertainty creeping back into her heart. The question hung poised in the air, electrifying the atmosphere. Trust, a word with the power to uplift, but also the capability to shatter. Would Lily be able to find the strength to step into the unknown? Or would the shadows of the past swallow her whole? Ryan felt his heart race as he waited for an answer, knowing that everything could change in a heartbeat. Lily's mother took a shaky breath. "I know it's hard to believe," she said, vulnerability etched across her face. "But I've realized what I've lost, and I'm ready to work on it if you'll let me." The crowd was silent, tension still thick in the air. The dark clouds overhead rolled and twisted, echoing the emotional turbulence on the ground. Ryan could feel the chill creeping in, but it wasn't just the storm brewing above that made him shiver. "I just don't understand how you could just leave," Lily whispered, her voice breaking. It was a plea, raw and pleading, the kind of question that wasn't just directed at her mother, but at the universe itself. "I was lost," her mother replied. "I thought I was doing what was best at the time, and I was so wrong. But I've come back to face the wreckage I left behind." An unsettling stillness enveloped the group. It was as if time held its breath, everyone caught in the fragile moment. Wilder was standing off to the side, his expression shifting from anger to confusion. Ryan could see something in him relent, the fire dimming just a touch. But Lily wasn't ready to give in completely. "You say you love me, but you didn't care enough to stay. How do I know you won't just disappear again?" The hurt in her eyes pierced through the chaos, an invitation for honesty, or maybe a request for reassurance that life would be different. Lily's mother reached out, trembling hands stretched forward, stopping shy of touching her daughter. "Because I've seen the dark side of running away. I won't make that choice again. I want to be here for you this time. I want to be your mom." The rumble of thunder flared to life, mirroring the turmoil inside Lily. It wasn't lost on Ryan that nature seemed to echo their pain. The heavens opened, and rain began to tumble down. Heavy, drenching, a baptism of sorts. It was a fierce storm, but also oddly cleansing. Lily stood rooted, caught between her mother's words and the doubts binding her heart. The rain streamed down her cheeks, mingling with the tears she couldn't contain. "You can't just come back and expect everything to be okay. You need to show me." Just then, Wilder stepped forward, his own voice softer but laced with passion. "I get that you're hurt, Lily, but pushing her away now won't heal anything either. Storms clear the air. Maybe you need to let her in, just a little at first." Ryan felt a spark in those words. It resonated deeply, giving him hope, not just for Lily but for everyone involved. Maybe better days were ahead. Maybe healing was possible. Lily's face reflected a turmoil of emotions. A flicker of hope clashed with the fierce grip of skepticism. She turned to her mother, who stood vulnerable in the rain, hands outstretched like a fragile peace offering. "Can you really try to be there?" Lily asked, voice barely audible over the storm. "Can I trust that you'll stay?" As the rain fell harder, the crowd began to disperse for cover, yet Ryan stood still. He witnessed a battle within Lily, the fierce struggle for trust, understanding, and perhaps a future with her mother. The air around them felt electric, the kind of electricity that resonates when change is on the brink. Could this be the moment where everything transformed? And then, in a heartbeat, a bolt of lightning pierced the sky above, illuminating the scene in an otherworldly glow. Ryan's breath caught as he watched Lily's mother step closer, tears blending with raindrops. "I'll prove it to you. I promise. Just give me a chance." But just as hope surged, a deep rumble of thunder rolled again, shaking the ground, a reminder that not all storms pass easily. Would Lily take that chance, or would the shadows of distrust shatter the moment? Ryan felt apprehension rise like the wind at his back, knowing the storm would demand a choice soon, compromise or conflict. This was the tipping point, and he wondered, inwardly pleading, if they could navigate through it together, or if they would be swept away in the water's fury. Lily's heart raced as she watched her mother step forward, vulnerability shining bright against the wrath of the storm. It felt surreal, almost impossible. Rain cascaded like a curtain around them, drenching her clothes and plastering her hair to her cheeks. Yet in that moment, everything else faded except for the two of them, standing on the precipice of reconciliation. "I promise," her mother repeated, her voice louder now, fierce even amidst the raging wind. "I will do the work. I'm not asking for your forgiveness right away. I just want a chance to show you the mother I can be." Lily's breath caught again. There was something in her mother's eyes, an intensity, a sincerity that made her question everything she believed. Memories flooded back, the laughter they once shared, the hugs that felt like home, the nights spent talking until the stars winked up above. Could that version of her mother truly live again, or had the years apart stripped away any chance of that? As another round of thunder cracked, Lily felt the barrier around her heart crumbling just a little. The haunting doubt still lingered, like an uninvited shadow. "But it feels like you're only back because you want to escape your own guilt," she managed to say, each word heavy with unshed tears. Lily's mother shook her head, desperation coursing through her voice. "No, it's not like that at all. I'm here because I've realized what family means, what I sacrificed, and what it has cost us all this time. I don't expect you to understand this overnight, but please, give me a chance to rebuild what we lost." Wilder shifted closer to Lily, his presence a comforting weight. "Look, Lil, healing's messy. Sometimes it takes the storm to clear the way, to shake out the wrongs and make room for something new. Your mum's here now. She wants to try." The words resonated with an undertone of truth, daring her to consider an alternate path. For a flicker, Lily's walls trembled. She turned to study her mother's face, relishing the drops of rain mingling with the salt of her tears, her mother's tears. In that overwhelming moment, something inside Lily dared to hope. Could she accept this imperfect start? The rawness of the situation felt almost intoxicating, the storm mirroring the chaos swirling in her heart. "But how?" Lily whispered, anguished, fighting herself. "How do we start over when everything feels so broken?" "I don't have all the answers," her mother admitted, a quiver in her lips. But I've learned that sometimes it's the tiny steps, moments of honesty, of vulnerability, that glide us into something larger. Just talk to me. Let me in. Gradually. Ryan felt the urge to move closer, to be part of this moment. Time felt heavy with anticipation, yet the storm didn't relent, echoing every sense of uncertainty. Before he could react, Lily took a single step forward, breaking the invisible line. The rain intensified, as if nature itself sensed the shift. "Okay," she said, barely loud enough to escape the storm's clutches. "Okay. We'll try. But it won't be easy. You'll have to earn my trust." A smile broke through the stormy weather, and her mother nodded, hope gathering in her eyes like the first light after a long night. Suddenly the wind shifted, and an explosion of thunder resounded, rattling the world around them. Ryan flinched, feeling a swell of nervous energy. But this time it felt different, like the turning of a tide. As Lily and her mother stood together, a sense of something like peace settled in, woven amidst the chaos. Ryan could feel the air shift, heavy with the potential for new beginnings. But just as the moment felt electric, the uncontrollable swells of the storm surged back, rising with unexpected force. Could the fragile connection withstand the storm's fury? And then, out of nowhere, there was a loud crash, something terrifying in the distance. Ryan felt his pulse quicken. What now? Would this storm bring not only the rain, but something even more dangerous? The crack echoed through the air, startling everyone. Lily's heart jumped into her throat as her eyes widened, darting toward the source of the sound. Ryan instinctively took a step closer to her, the warmth of his body a shield against the sudden chill that swept through them. "What was that?" she gasped, her pulse racing as the rain lashed at her cheeks like tiny needles. It wasn't just the storm that filled her with dread now. It was the unknown, lurking just beyond the horizon of their fragile moment. Lily's mother strained to see through the pelting rain, her expression a mix of concern and determination. "We should check," she said decisively, her voice rising above the chaos of the tempest. Lily hesitated. Could she trust her mother enough to step into the unknown together? The thunder clapped overhead again, reminding her of their shared resolution. They had just begun to mend their relationship. Maybe this was a test, a moment that would either solidify their bond or tear it apart again. "Let's go," Ryan coaxed, his hand gently squeezing Lily's. The strength in his grip and the look in his eyes made her heart flutter. With a deep breath, she nodded. They moved away from the edge of the porch, toward the sound. Each step felt heavy, the mud sucking at their shoes. Yet something propelled her forward. The distant crash sent her mind racing with possibilities. An old tree falling? Something far more sinister? As they approached the edge of the woods, the wind howled, revealing glimpses of swirling branches and sheets of rain. Lily could barely make out shadows dancing in the haze. Every sound heightened her senses. "Stay close," she warned, glancing at her mother, then at Ryan. Suddenly, just ahead, a figure stumbled into view. It was a woman, soaked and shivering, clutching a small child to her chest. The two appeared as if they'd emerged from a nightmare, muddy, frightened and disoriented. "Mama!" The child's muffled cry hit Lily with gut-wrenching force. "Help us!" the woman shouted, her voice breaking with desperation. Without thinking, Lily rushed forward, her heart pounding in her ears. "Are you okay?" "What happened?" she asked, even as the fear bubbled within her. They looked like they had been caught in the storm's fury, helpless against nature's wrath. "Please, we got lost. The storm came so fast," the woman gasped, her eyes wild with panic. The child clung tightly to her, hiding his face against her shoulder. "We need shelter. We need—" "Come on," Lily urged, feeling an unexpected rush of protectiveness. "We have to get you inside. We have a safe place." As they led the woman and the child back, Lily felt her mother pulling away slightly, as if retreating into herself. It reminded her of the years when her mother would disappear emotionally. But this time was different. There was strength in her presence, reminders of the promise made minutes before. Both Ryan and Lily's mother stepped into action, voices calm and ready to comfort. Sharing glances that radiated a refreshing hope, Lily understood that every moment, even perilous ones, had its purpose. Rushing back inside, The four of them squeezed through the doorway, and it was there, within the shelter, that Lily felt a spark of unity forging. Rain pounded against the roof like a heartbeat, echoing their struggle. Would the bonds they were building withstand the storms of life ahead? As her mother knelt beside the small child, comforting him with gentle words, Lily stood between them, caught in the folds of a burgeoning family. But beneath the surface, uncertainty simmered. Could they all truly start anew, especially with shadows still looming? And then there was that familiar rumble from the storm. Would it bring more surprises, more tests of their fragile understanding? Lily felt a shiver run down her spine. What else could possibly happen? The air inside the cabin felt heavy, like the weight of uncertainty was pressing down on their shoulders. As they gathered around the table, the flickering light from an oil lamp cast soft shadows on everyone's faces. Lily could see the worry etched in her mother's brow and the fatigue around the woman's eyes. "Do you have any food?" the woman rasped, her voice barely audible. Her trembling hands cradled the child closer, as if to shield him from both the storm and the fear that clung to them. Lily's heart went out to them. She wanted to do something, anything to ease their suffering. "Let me check," Lily said, moving toward the small kitchen area. She rummaged through the cupboard, her mind racing. The sound of rain hammering against the roof seemed to pulse like a drum, syncing with her anxious thoughts. "Not a lot," she murmured to herself, grabbing some bread and the last of the apple butter. She took a deep breath, trying to shake off her own worries. They were all in this together now. As she returned to the table, Ryan reached for her hand, grounding her. "Thanks, Lily," he whispered, and she felt the warmth of his reassurance wash over her. Her mother gently pressed the bread into the woman's hands. "Here, take this. It's not much, but it's something." The woman's eyes filled with tears of gratitude as she accepted the food, and what had felt like a hollow afternoon filled with tension now started to pulse with something softer, like hope. "Can you tell us your names?" Lily's mother asked, her voice steady. "I'm Ellen, and this is my daughter, Lily." "I'm Sarah, and this is Ben," the woman replied, motioning to the boy who was now peeking shyly from her side. Ben had bright hazel eyes that blinked up at them in a way that made Lily's heart clench. How frightened he must be. "What were you doing out there?" Ryan asked gently, prompting Sarah to continue. "We were at a family gathering," Sarah began, her voice tremulous. "When the storm hit, we tried to leave, but the roads flooded quickly. It was chaos. I lost sight of our car in the panic. I thought we'd never find our way back." "Just keep talking," Lily urged softly, wishing she could somehow pull the weight of the world from Sarah's shoulders. "We wandered, trying to find shelter, and then the lightning struck, and I thought—" She paused, choking back a sob. "I thought we wouldn't make it." Lily felt a surge of empathy. She had never faced that kind of fear, but she could see it written all over Sarah's face. "We're safe now," her mother affirmed, placing a comforting hand on Sarah's arm. "You're in a safe place, and the storm will pass." As they shared stories, something shifted in the room. The storm outside remained furious, but inside, the narrative of fear gave way to mutual compassion. The laughter from Ben broke the tension, tiny but full of light. Lily marveled at how the simple act of sharing could create bridges where once there were only voids. But just as she began to breathe a little easier, the lights flickered and went out, plunging them into darkness. Gasps echoed in the cabin, tension creeping back like an unwelcome guest. Lily's heart raced. "What just happened?" she whispered. Ben clutched his mother tighter. "Is it safe here?" he murmured, and Lily felt the heaviness return. "Let's stay calm," Ryan soothed, his voice sharp but steady. "We'll be okay." But the uncertainty stretched in the air, growing heavier with each heartbeat. Suddenly, another crack of thunder rattled the cabin, louder than before, and in that moment, Lily caught a glimpse of Sarah's haunted gaze. Would their bonds hold through this darkness? As fear gripped her, she wondered, what kind of monster lay hidden in the shadows both outside and within their lives? And deep down she knew they were all in for a test they hadn't anticipated. The darkness enveloped them, pressing in with a weight that felt impossible to shake. Lily could barely see the outlines of their faces, but she could sense the fear coiling in the air like a snake ready to strike. Her heart pounded in her chest. but she tried to sound brave. "Let's just stay together," she said, her voice trembling despite her effort to sound steady. "I don't like the dark," Ben whispered, his small body shaking. Lily wanted to reach out and tell him everything would be all right, but her own fear held her back. It was a fragile moment, one where they were teetering between hope and despair. Ellen struck a match, its brief flare illuminating the room and casting flickering shadows. The brief light danced across their worried faces. Lily watched as Sarah wiped away the tears that glistened on her cheeks, her expression a mixture of gratitude and lingering fear. "Can you hold Ben?" Sarah asked, her voice wavering. "Of course," Lily replied. She shifted closer, reaching her arms out to comfort the little boy. Ben hesitated for a moment before he let go of his mother's grasp, moving into Lily's embrace. She felt the warmth of his small body against her and wrapped him tightly, hoping to give him the strength she felt she was lacking. Outside, the storm raged on, wind howling like a ghost in search of company. Each thunderclap struck Lily's heart like a hammer, and she squeezed her eyes shut for a moment, praying silently for an end to the turmoil. "I'm scared," Ben murmured, his voice muffled against her shoulder. "I know," she whispered softly, "but we're all here. We won't let anything happen to you." A flash of lightning cut through the darkness, illuminating the room for a split second. Ben gasped, and Lily pulled him closer, her own chest tightening. The storm felt like a beast, relentless and powerful, and they were just tiny ants held in its grip. "I'm going to get some candles," Ryan said, his voice steady as he made his way towards the cupboard. Lily admired his calmness, and it gave her a small ember of hope. "Shouldn't we stay right here?" Sarah asked, her voice soaked in fear. "Just a moment. I'll be quick," Ryan assured her. As he rummaged through the shelves, Lily's mother shone the match toward a stack of candles. The flickering flame revealed faces that looked pale but determined. Ryan emerged again, 2 candles in hand, ready to banish some of the enveloping shadows. He lit them with a sharp breath, and the soft glow flickered into existence. "See?" Ryan said, looking at Ben. "Now you can see." Ben's hazel eyes lit up at the sight, a small smile breaking through his earlier fear. "Thanks." Lily felt warmth take residence in the pit of her stomach. They were figuring out how to overcome this together. With each candle lit, the shadows receded just a little, and she could see hope reflected in everyone's eyes. The shadows were only temporary after all. Suddenly, an unusual crack broke the routine rhythm of the storm. A loud thud resonated from outside the cabin, shaking the floor like a thunderous heartbeat. "What was that?" Sarah's voice rose in panic, and Lily felt a spike of fear shoot through her. "I don't know, but we need to find out," Ryan stated. The sense of authority in his voice made Lily feel a speck of hope again. With the candles flickering, creating a quiet circle of light in their cramped space, Lily was left with a gnawing question. What was out there, waiting on the other side of that door? As they huddled together, anxiety coating the room thickly, Lily wondered, would they step into a new day defined by moments of bravery, or the apprehension of facing the unknown? Ryan looked around the room, the faint light from the candles showcasing anxious faces. The tension seeped into the air, making it almost hard to breathe. Every heart raced, caught between the safety of their little circle and the storm brewing just outside. "Let's check it out together," Ryan said, his determination unyielding despite the fear lacing his voice. He stepped closer to Lily, his hand casually resting on her shoulder, a grounding presence. "Stay close," Lily urged Ben, tightening her grip around the small boy. A flood of protectiveness surged through her. She wouldn't let anything happen to him. Ryan took a deep breath and reached for the doorknob. The howling wind and relentless rain seemed to scream against the wooden walls, creating a barren backdrop of chaos. In that moment, they were a family forged by empathy, a mosaic of hope amid devastation. He opened the door slowly, the wind howling fiercely, but he steadied his nerves, keeping his foot planted firmly inside like an anchor. What lay beyond was a blend of shadows and storm, uncertainty masked behind the veil of rain. Lily peered around Ryan's side. Her heart thumped loudly. As she stepped forward, rain swept in like a cold tide, immediate and insistent. There, lying on the ground, was a fallen tree branch, a colossal symbol of the storm's power. But it was just a branch, a potential obstacle, not a threat. Relief spilled over her like warm sunshine, contrasting sharply against the churning skies. "There's nothing to be afraid of." Ryan spoke louder now, projecting warmth. "It's just nature reminding us of her strength." The others gathered around, inching toward the doorway, their eyes wide with curiosity and concern. As Ryan stepped outside, the rain poured relentlessly. Yet he moved with purpose. He tested the waters, weaving around puddles, clearing the branches that shielded their home. Lily followed, finding newfound resilience alongside Ben, who bravely tackled the rain so unlike that which had frightened him moments ago. Watching Ryan work fueled her resolve. He wasn't merely cleaning up a mess, he was showing them that in chaos, hope could flourish. "Why are they so afraid?" Ben whispered to her, squeezing her hand. "Sometimes it's just hard to trust," she explained gently. "When everything feels out of control, it's easy to forget that we can face it together." A flash of inspiration lit up Ben's eyes. He joined Ryan, picking up smaller twigs. "I want to help," he shouted, determination bursting in his voice. Lily's heart swelled. Encouragement turned to laughter amidst the chaos, igniting glimmers of connection they hadn't fully grasped yet. As they worked, banter flowed freely, creating a warmth that made the storm seem a little less fierce. "Who knew you'd be a master cleanup crew, huh?" Ryan chuckled back, buoying their spirits. Lily saw the beauty in this unexpected detour. Perhaps this chaos held more than fear. Perhaps it wove them tighter into a cohesive blanket of strength. She imagined their lives a few days ahead, collective echoes of laughter bonding them. Every shared moment in the storm painted them as individuals struggling toward connection, creating a community bound by understanding. Just then, Sarah stood at the door, her expression softening as she watched the children brave the storm with newfound strength. "You're teaching them to rebuild what was lost, piece by piece," she said, wiping her tears away, "just like we need to do ourselves." Ryan nodded, his gaze flickering toward the sky, sensing the change. The darkness was still present, but the rain, while fierce, could be ushered into something beautiful. As the branch clearing continued, the momentum shifted. No longer huddled in fear, they moved as one team, crafting their joy into a shelter, shaping memories from fragments of the storm. Once they secured the area, Ryan turned back to Lily and the others, an animated spark blazing in his eyes. "We did it. We can face storms, can't we?" Lily felt a surge of hope wash over her. "We can face anything," she proclaimed, looking toward her mother, who nodded with tears shimmering in her eyes, pride at their shared courage replacing the weight of unspoken fears. For the first time, it felt like they were truly a family again, a collective force built on resilience. As the rain began to ease, timid rays of sun peeked through the clouds, painting silver linings across the sky. The storm wasn't over, but together they'd created a safe shelter from its wrath. And in that moment, Lily realized that each storm could cleanse the burdens they carried, even the shadows in her heart. Together they were stronger. With that bond forged in the storm, she smiled, ready to embrace whatever came next. And just like that, as they stood side by side, laughter and promise filled the air, a testament to new beginnings and renewed hope. Now it's time for you to make a difference. You need to subscribe now to never miss out on heartfelt stories like this. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. And leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help us spread more positivity. We want to hear from you. Comment below your reactions and feelings about this incredible ending. Together, let's create a community of hope.